We're getting, when is the administration going to let go of this fiction of hoping that we have an inclusive, diverse government coming from the Taliban, right? I mean, when are they going to let this go? And Biden and Blinken keep saying, well, we're going to judge by their actions. Well, let's look at their actions. Let's look at the beatings and killings of journalists who are covering protests of women that have been told you can't go to work, you can't go to university. That Taliban spokesman, when asked why aren't we seeing any women as ministers, he basically said they can't handle it and need to stay at home and have babies. That's literally what the Taliban spokesman said. So here we have the Democrats that are the defenders of minorities and women's rights, and yet they're silent and they're engaging with a terrorist regime. Oh, by the way, now the head of the police and their border enforcement and deciding who can come and go is a terrorist by the name of Siraj Haqqani on the FBI's most wanted list that I've personally tried to kill on multiple occasions. It's responsible for the deaths of hundreds of Americans and is holding an American hostage right now as we speak, Navy veteran Mark Frerichs.
Okay, Jason, one of the more badass things I think I've ever heard on a Sunday show where a member of Congress says, yeah, I've been personally trying to kill that particular terrorist for years. Remarkable. But what do you think of the of this assessment of the Taliban and the idea that the Biden administration keeps mentioning that they want to see this government be inclusive and kind of like treating them as if it's possible that they're going to be anything but like archaic, crazy people. It's the Taliban. What do we expect?
Yeah, I don't think that's what the Biden administration has said. And I think that he's kind of taken this the wrong way. I think the Biden administration has been pretty clear that the Taliban are not good people. And they have a fundamentalist view of Islam, which is a beautiful religion, but they have a fundamentalist view of it, and they are going to continue that way. And I don't think the Biden administration that's lost on them. I do think that they believe that there will be some concessions made because the Taliban wants to be part of the international community and wants to be recognized by the United States and other world powers. I think what the Biden administration is saying is, they're not good people, but sometimes we work with people that are not good people. And I think you need look no farther than the previous administration. I don't think that Trump was saying that Vladimir Putin was a good person, or that Xi Jinping is a good person, or Kim Jong-un is a good person and is trustworthy, or, wait for it, the Taliban, who he worked with. I don't think that the last administration was saying that at all.
When it comes to the Taliban, it's just, at what point do you run the risk of sounding completely naive about the nature of what's going to come next with the Taliban? You're right. It seems like the Biden administration has defaulted to flattery, or at least defaulted to not referring to the Taliban as terrorists and going easy on the rhetoric because this is the best hand they have right now in light of the fact that we've completely pulled out our presence in the country. But at the same time, like the idea that like they're going to somehow be some sort of progressive force for women or a meaningful contributor to curtailing climate change, it's just all preposterous. It's like, look, the reality is what we want right now is the Taliban not to use their restored power as a means to commit terror attacks that are threats to American interests. That's our primary goal.